Hello there, World of Takers, and welcome to the channel. I'm your host, Rudolph Blitz, and in today's video, I'll be playing in the Tier 8 American Premium Heavy Tank, the Sheriff, because we're gonna go bust some caps into our opponents. The Sheriff is a vehicle that I originally hated when it was added into the game, specifically because this is a heavy tank, but it doesn't really play like a heavy. It's got the gun and alpha basically of a medium tank, but Wargaming marketed this vehicle as having good armor, so it's this really back and forth argument. It's got armor, it's got DPM, but it doesn't have alpha or armor. Yeah, it's weird, but once you get the playstyle down, it's honestly a pretty solid tank. The gun is 2,340 DPM, which is really good, especially when added to the fact its dispersion at .308 is great. Its aiming time is pretty good. The alpha at 240 is not high, but it's enough to outtrade the majority of mediums you're shooting at, and you've got 300 millimeters of heat pen with 200 alpha. Not a lot of alpha, but plenty of pen. You will not struggle against Tier 9. The gun depression is great, 10 degrees, and mobility-wise, the tank also can go 40 kilometers per hour and 15 in reverse. The Sheriff is an all-round, pretty solid tank. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. Its frontal armor is not good. Its upper plate is 190. Kind of think of a Pershing with a strong upper plate. It's not good armor at all. I mean, I trust a T-54 Mod 1's armor more than I trust the Sheriff's armor. But the nice thing about this tank is now you do have a lot of hit points. You're sitting at probably, 1900 in this tank, which means you do have the ability to absolutely badonk enemy mediums or vehicles that are a lot lightly armored when they're going to struggle to pen you and have to load premium, and then you can just butter them right back. The major thing I will say about the Sheriff that is super strong is the turret. Hull down, this is one of the hardest penetrations at Tier 8. It's just like its bigger brother, the T-32, in that aspect, which is good. It means that this tank can do some very, very naughty things when it's hull down, and get away with them a lot of the time. So, we got the Indian Panzer spotted. I gotta be careful, though, because nothing else has been detected, which gives me the idea that the enemy team is going towards... Oh, maybe not. I thought they were honestly going to the other side of the map. And, okay, well, it looks like we still did spot them here. Alright, well, let's get a shell into the Mod 1. And, let's see, I've got my adrenaline on, and let's get another shell into the Mod 1. There you go. You can see the DPM on this vehicle being very nice. I mean, the reload is definitely fast enough to deal with whatever's really in front of you. We got the SU-130 off to the side. Got one nice pen into him, and we're just going to chill here, hull down. I mean, the Helsing, dead. Very easy shell into the Helsing. Now, Mod 1 is once again getting behind me, but that doesn't really worry me all too much. We have a lot of health, and the Sheriff didn't used to have a lot of health, but Wargaming increased the hit points that all heavy tanks have. Which means that a vehicle like this now has enough HP to deal with tanks like the mediums, and still have plenty of health left to keep on fighting. So now we got the enemy Shark over here, and once again, the armor on this tank is not good. I mean, the Shark will pen me every time, no matter what. And I don't have a lot of alpha, so you can definitely understand the weaknesses with the Sheriff here. I mean, I'm probably going to die. I don't really have much supporting me, to be completely honest. But some pretty nice shells into the Sheriff or not the Sheriff, the Shark overall, and I was able to deal about 2,400 damage in total. So not bad. It looks like our team is going to win this. I could be wrong, but it looks like our team's going to win this. There you go. The Predator finishes off the enemy Shark. The Panther 2 is outmaneuvering the ISU-152. There you go. And all that's left is a Smasher, who looks like he's going to get badonked by the SU-152. So this was honestly a pretty solid battle to showcase some of the frustrations I've had with the Sheriff throughout the years, and some of its strengths. Like, the gun is great. The fact that that Mod 1 YOLO'd me, and then died for YOLOing me, is fantastic. But you should also keep in mind I bounced one shell throughout my entire 1900 health. If I was in, let's say, for example, a Chrysler K, or even a T-32 or a Shark, I probably could have bounced a lot more. And because you have more alpha, it means that you're a lot scarier when fighting your opponents. I should also point out that, as I said earlier, when the Sheriff was first introduced into the game, I think it only had about 1,500 hit points because of the fact Wargaming had not increased heavy tank hit point pulls. So that was probably my main reason I didn't like the tank too much, is it didn't have enough HP for what the armor profile really was. But now that it has the HP, you don't really worry when fighting mediums because you have so much over them. You have DPM, you've got honestly enough mobility to go medium side. It's no problem whatsoever. So here we go. Let's make our way over towards base A. And let's see what we can do. The enemy team has what? Well, they got a T-69, they got an AMX 1357, and that's about it for mobility. Honestly, not too much. So, yeah, let us go. Hello, 1357. Unfortunately, we did end up bouncing him. Oh, wow, that's a lot of bounces there. Okay, then. I did not expect to see a 460 bounce, but that means the Scorpion G is also over here. The good news is I'm just going to play fairly aggressive and get up to a spot like this. That way, as you can see, I'm just going to spot the enemy, and they're going to have a very... I don't understand the IS-3 armor a lot of the times. It's a very troll tank to try and penetrate. Wow, that Skoda actually has really good armor. I did not know the Skoda T-45 hull down had over 290 millimeters of armor, but the more you know. Alright, well, I mean, we're doing fine. We're bouncing shells, we're holding. And all our team really needs to do while I'm doing this is just bait, get some pens out. It's not too hard of a task at hand. Let's just take a blind shot at where that Scorpion G was. Never hurts. And, well, I'm going to push over towards this AT-15, and maybe we can get a shell in. Bonk! I didn't. And, unfortunately, it looks like I showed the side of my turret, which allowed the enemy to get a shell into me. Alright, well, there's one shell into the T-69. Not too bad at all. We're going to reload again, get another easy bonk into his vehicle, and with that, oh boy, long live the T-69. Alright, that was fairly easy. So, that guy is already quite badonkered. We got the SU-152 all the way in the back of the ISU. Can't do anything to him. So we're just chilling here again. I mean, there's no real reason to play super aggressive when you can see the enemy team is getting absolutely badonked as it is. So, we got the 1357. There you go. Very easy 300 damage slap into his vehicle. Now we got the IS-3 Defender over here. You can see, once again, he shot me in the turret. So because of that, we got a bounce. So we're doing fine. We've done already over probably 1,300 damage or something close to that. The AT is going to poke me. And apparently, once again, 290 millimeters of heat pen isn't good. I don't really understand how the gun is struggling to pen stuff, but oh well, we're doing fine. We got another easy shell into that IS-3 Defender, and he's not too healthy anymore, let's be real. We've got the AT-15 over here, so let's aim in a heat shell. There you go, finally connecting a shell into the AT, and let's go for another shell. There you go, another nice slap. So with that, we've taken a pretty hefty chunk off his vehicle. Let's load some heat. Once again, we're not penetrating his tank. I'm still kind of confused on how it's bouncing his tank with that much pen, but oh well. We are getting the pens out. Let's finish off the IS-3 Defender, and I'll load heat just to secure the pen as well. We do have a 1357 on my side, but honestly, the tank's just more of a nuisance than really a threat. I mean, it's annoying to deal with, but it's not too much of a challenge. There's the 1357. Alright, well, let's make our way over to the AT, finish him off first, and then we'll deal with the rest. We got plenty of health, so it's not like this is even slightly the chance of a loss. So we're going to load in a heat shell, and let's just, actually, we don't even need heat for this. We're just at the side of his vehicle. So long live the AT-15. Alright, we're already up to probably about 2,400 damage at this point, I'd be willing to say, which is not bad at all. Now we're just going to come over here and get a shell into the ISU once. And reload again. Let's put on my adrenaline, and goodbye. There you go. Easy shell into the ISU, clearing him. And all that's left is the 1357 crossing through mid. There's one easy shell into his tank, and come on, give me another shot. Hooah! Nice. Okay, well there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the Sheriff. A vehicle that, as I said, is pretty good. It definitely has some downsides here and there, but the gun is amazing. And the fact that it has hit points, mobility, and decent armor, especially when hull down, allows it to pull out games like this, where you deal over 3,000 damage, block a decent chunk, and come out with a mastery. So, I think the tank's actually quite enjoyable. I have to say, originally I hated it, but it's not too bad nowadays. It's a really good combination of firepower, DPM, and armor and mobility. So it's a really good all-rounder. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.